Kind of a strange offseason for the Baltimore Ravens, defending division champions, but they're kind of the afterthought in the AFC North. Everybody's on the Browns. Everybody's been talking about the Steelers. The Ravens, meanwhile, go about the business of transforming the team around Lamar Jackson. And Big Cat, they have been giving off this vibe that it's going to be a run-based offense. I'm not so sure about that, and I think they may be trying to set some people up for this idea that they're going to run. I think we're going to see Lamar Jackson unleashed as a passer this year, especially as teams crowd the line of scrimmage. And we've seen this offseason offensively what they're doing. Now, they can't sign free agents at receiver because nobody believes they're going to actually throw the ball, so they had to draft some guys. But I think we're going to see more balance offensively, and Mark Ingram is going to join that effort to bang it between the tackles. I think that's going to draw guys to the line of scrimmage and give Lamar Jackson a chance to show us what he can do as a quarterback. But that's really the big challenge, developing Lamar Jackson into the guy that he was at Louisville. If he ever becomes that guy at Baltimore, this is going to be a team that is competing for Super Bowl appearances every season.
Yeah, I like what they did in the draft. I think Hollywood Brown was the best wide receiver in the draft. They're trying to build around that. Miles Boykin, also an underrated guy. I thought the interesting thing that the Ravens did this offseason, they let some guys walk, they let some pass rushing walk, and they instead are trying to build it up a little bit in the secondary. Basically, the old formula of either you need a great pass rush and an average secondary or an elite secondary, and the pass rush will get home. So I think bringing in Earl Thomas over Eric Weddle, that's an upgrade. That's no knock on Eric Weddle. But I like what they did there, and they didn't panic. They didn't go crazy, and that's really what the Ravens' MO is. They are an organization that has a mission. They don't panic. They don't go, nuts in free agency. They don't try to get the splashiest guy. I think they always build the team the right way, and I've always been impressed with it. It all comes down to Lamar Jackson, though. With all that said, the offseason can't be graded until we find out what Lamar Jackson has done to progress as a passer in the NFL. That's it. Because you can sign all you want, you can bring everyone all you want in there, but if Lamar Jackson can't at least keep defenses honest, because there's now the book's out on him. You saw the Chargers game. He was phenomenal in L.A. in that first matchup. Then they play them in the playoffs. Second look, the first team to get a second look, and the Chargers win that game. So Lamar Jackson's growth is everything, especially considering the fact that he's obviously on the rookie contract, and you can build around something like that. That's kind of the blueprint, so to speak, for the NFL. So wherever Lamar Jackson goes, that's where the Baltimore Ravens go.
Yeah, take full advantage of the next few years, spend the money elsewhere before you have to pay Lamar Jackson. And defensively, they just kind of shrug the way the Steelers of the 90s did when star players walk away in free agency. They won't overpay to keep them. See you later, C.J. Mosley. They lost ultimately 4 key players on defense. Terrell Suggs, a guy we never thought would play for another team. He moves on. Eric Weddle moves on. Zadarius Smith signs with the Packers. But then they go out and they spend big money on Earl Thomas. I mean, this is a guy who's broken the same leg twice. There were concerns about what he would be worth on the open market. They came out of nowhere. They shocked everyone with the deal they gave to Earl Thomas, but they believe in him. And this team, because I always say it's better to have low expectations. It's better to be a team that's off the radar screen, because then your guys don't get swollen heads about everybody saying how great they're going to be, and they can be a little bit salty about the fact that they're not saying how great they're going to be. And of all the teams in the AFC North, the Ravens, I think, are set up perfectly for that, because it has been all Browns, Steelers, Browns, Steelers, Browns, Steelers. Meanwhile, the Ravens, reigning division champions, John Harbaugh signing the contract to stay with the team when it could have been a lame duck year for him, and he markets himself to go somewhere else next year. It's worked out very well for the Baltimore Ravens this offseason, and nobody seems to notice.
That was actually my last big point, and obviously, I think, what did he sign the contract still during the season, right? So it's not technically an off-season move, but having John Harbaugh, recommitted and the contract, and avoiding that lame duck season, having John Harbaugh be a part of the team going forward, I think that's just what the Ravens do, and you just can count on the Ravens to always put together a good roster and be well coached. And that is part of it. That, like, the offseason moves, coaching is definitely part of it. So having John Harbaugh on that contract now is a big upgrade for what could have been a lame duck season.
4-year contract was announced on January 24, so it fits as an offseason move. Yeah. So, but now remember they announced late in the regular season that they were going to do it. But at the time, that was interpreted as, hey, maybe if you want to trade for this guy, don't assume he's going to be available. If you want to sign him to be your head coach, you may have to call us and deal with this. They turned that into a 4-year extension by the end of January, and Harbaugh is going to stick around for a while.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.